In the relentless hustle of modern life, a question echoes. Have you ever stopped to truly feel the present moment? When was the last time you really experienced each instant, free from the grip of the past and the pressures of the future? This question may sting, but it's an invitation to reflect. That subtle discomfort that nudges us towards authenticity. We find ourselves trapped in a cycle of expectations. Since childhood, we have been shaped by images of success, happiness, and fulfillment, always just a step ahead, almost always out of reach. This trade in promises, however, leaves us with a deep emptiness, a sense of disconnection that quietly weighs us down. The frantic pursuit of external achievements turns into an invisible trap, and peace becomes an unattainable luxury. The mind, that ally which could guide us, often turns into an enemy. As we analyze every mistake from the past and every potential future, we lose the ability to truly live. The present becomes a space filled with pain and anxiety, where moments pass by without real meaning. It is in this context that transformation becomes essential. The practice of presence offers a key to this freedom. Breathing deeply, observing without judgment, slowly, we begin to reveal the essence that lies beneath the layers of thought. It's a journey inward, an opportunity to reconnect with what is genuine. In the small pleasures of everyday life, we find real and meaningful connections. So, I challenge you, right now, take a moment to pause. Feel the texture of the air around you, listen to the subtle notes that surround you, and ask yourself, what does your soul truly desire? When those reflections arise, share them in the comments. For this space is a beginning, a quiet crossing where we all are together, seeking a path back home to ourselves. Have you ever found yourself wondering what life would be like if you could break free from the chains of memory? Often, our recollections turn into invisible prisons, binding us to a past we cannot change. As we look ahead, anxiety creeps in, lurking like a spectre that constantly watches us, whispering that fulfillment is always just out of reach. This internal struggle feels familiar, doesn't it? The weight of memories combined with the pressure of future aspirations creates a barrier that distances us from the simple yet profound act of being present. The mind becomes a silent battlefield. On one side, it revisits the pain and mistakes of the past, crying out for justice or understanding. On the other, it plants seeds of fear and expectation about the future, making us believe that happiness hinges on achieving goals that always seem just beyond our grasp. In that chaos, everything we truly desire, inner peace, feels so unattainable, like a slippery dream. It is within this tangled web of emotions that the practice of presence emerges as a guiding light. It invites us to release the shackles of what has been and what is to come. When we look around, even in the small nuances of daily life, we begin to notice the beauty that surrounds us. Breathing, feeling the touch of the wind on our skin, or the warmth of the sun, all of this serves as a reminder of life pulsating here and now. So, I invite you to engage in a simple exercise. Pause for a moment. Allow yourself to observe the sensations that arise. Ask yourself, what does my soul truly desire? And as those reflections surface, remember that you are not alone on this journey. Share your experiences, for every life is an echo of pain and longing, connecting us on a common path in search of authenticity. Silence is a powerful ally. In silence, we find not only the absence of noise, but also the strength that breathes beneath the surface. Thus, as we navigate the echoes of the past and the whispers of the future, we rediscover what it truly means to live. The illusion of control. How many times have you felt like you're caught in an endless tournament, battling to manage every aspect of each choice, each decision, every little detail meticulously orchestrated while life flows on? The truth is, the quest for control is a trap, an illusion that leads us to believe that if we could just manage everything, happiness would be within our reach. In this scenario, the mind becomes a battlefield. One side perpetuates strategies, revisiting the past in search of mistakes made. The other, filled with anxiety, projects a future full of uncertainties. You find yourself stuck between what could have been and what might be, as the present slips away, a moment unnoticed. Frustration settles in. This internal struggle can be exhausting, can't it? The desire for control offers a sense of safety, but in reality, it limits your ability to live fully. So, how can you respond to this challenge? The first answer is to let go. Let go of the expectations. The practice of presence emerges as a powerful tool on this journey. When you pause to breathe and feel what is really happening, you discover a space of freedom that is your birthright. In this space, there is no need for control. Life unfolds on its own terms, and that is liberating. I invite you to engage in a simple exercise. Throughout your day, take a moment to pause. Observe without judgment. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling right now? And as you pose this question, allow yourself to simply flow. Each response, each emotion, is a reminder that control is an illusion, and true freedom lies in accepting the moment as it is. Life doesn't begin when you finally have everything under control. It begins when you realize that true peace comes from within. As the world continues its chaotic dance, you can anchor yourself in the serenity that is always accessible, just waiting to be acknowledged. Chakras. The shadows of the mind. In the silent dance of everyday life, social expectations surround us like shadows, whispering promises of happiness and success, while the essence of life slips away in the threads of what we cannot reach. Have you ever felt this way? Overwhelmed by the pressure to be what others expect, lost between what has been, what could be, and the inevitable feeling that, despite it all, you're just existing. This dilemma is not yours alone. It resonates in the lives of many. We live immersed in comparison, where every achievement of a friend becomes a measure of what we lack. Our minds, those silent traitors, lead us into a cycle of dissatisfaction and frustration, convincing us that freedom lies somewhere outside of ourselves, in accomplishments, status, or recognition. But what if true freedom doesn't come from attaining more, but from slowing down? Have you considered that your relentless pursuit of control and validation might be the very prison you're trapped in? The shadows of the mind, formed by anxieties and heavy memories, obscure the light of the present. They create a barrier that prevents genuine connection with life, with its flavors and its fullness. Therefore, the challenge is to confront these shadows. Here, I encourage you to look inward, toward what you've been avoiding. What do you wish to hide from your own light? In each reflection that arises, you'll find an opportunity for transcendence. The practice of presence, simply pausing to feel, offers the key that unlocks the doors to a deeper understanding of yourself. And by doing this, you not only reconnect with the essence of your own existence, but you also realize that you are not alone. This is a shared journey, where every relief, every insight, is a collective victory. By exploring these dark corners of the mind, we allow the light of awareness to dissipate the shadows, revealing the freedom that has always been within our reach. Remember, silence also speaks, and sometimes it heals. The silence that sets us free. Have you ever found yourself tangled in the webs of your own mind? In the rush of everyday life, the stories of the past and the promises of the future create a symphony that often overwhelms us. Meanwhile, the present slips away like sand between our fingers, leaving behind a trail of frustration and disappointment. In our relentless quest for control and accomplishment, we're left with a profound emptiness echoing within us. The mind becomes a battleground, filled with heavy memories and suffocating expectations. This struggle isn't yours alone, it's a common fight. The illusion of control traps us in a cycle of dissatisfaction, where the pursuit of happiness seems always just a step out of reach, hidden behind milestones that never quite materialize. And what do we gain in exchange for this pursuit? fatigue, anxiety, and continuous weariness. But there is an alternative to this inner battle. Silence, often feared, can be the safe haven we long for. It's not a sign of weakness, but a powerful force inviting us to pause and reflect. When we allow ourselves a moment of stillness, we're not just silencing the external noise, but also tuning in to our internal truth. It's in this silence that we discover the freedom we've been searching for. Now, imagine yourself as a Shaolin master observing the storm. You are not the storm. You are the sky that watches it. This perspective changes everything. By distancing yourself from mental storms, you begin to clearly see the beauty around you and the simplicity of the present moment. Allow yourself to let go, and you'll find a space where the chains of anxiety cannot reach. At this moment, I invite you to pause. Feel the textures of the air, the silent vibrations around you. Ask yourself, what does my soul truly desire? This practice of presence might seem simple, but it's a powerful step toward inner freedom. Silence does more than quiet. It also speaks, and often, within it lies the healing we seek. The labyrinth of the self. Lost within this internal labyrinth, life often turns into a race against memories we cannot change and desires that seem unreachable. Have you ever found yourself trapped in this cycle of expectations? This constant struggle, caught between what was and what could be, reflects our disconnection from the present. The echoes of the past and the whispered promises of the future create an endless spiral of anxiety and dissatisfaction. You are not alone in this. Many of us carry this same feeling of suffocation. The mind, which should be an ally guiding our path, often becomes a relentless adversary. It revives painful moments that keep haunting us. This burden makes us captives of a fragmented self, seeking comfort in a future that never arrives. Amidst all this, the true essence of being human is lost, hidden beneath layers of insecurity and comparison. What you feel right now is part of this journey. Recognizing it is the first step. But what if the way to find the exit from this labyrinth isn't through absolute control, but rather by allowing yourself to flow? It is in that moment of surrender that the practice of presence becomes truly revealing. Look around you. Feel the life pulsating right now. Breathing, so simple, becomes a pathway. Take a deep breath. Allow yourself to notice the small joys that often go unnoticed. The warmth of the sun, the sound of the wind. These are the anchors that ground us in reality. And when you embrace this practice, rediscovering your essence and understanding what you truly desire becomes an act of liberation. Life unfolds on its own terms. It is in this space that we find our inner wisdom, which has always been there, waiting for us to acknowledge it. Looking inward, observing our emotions without judgment, invites us to reshape our perception of the world. In this labyrinth, doubt and certainty coexist. By confronting these shadows, we free ourselves from the mental traps. You are not the labyrinth. You are the awareness observing it, the master who finds strength in silence. Ultimately, the path to inner freedom reveals itself when we allow ourselves to be authentic, accepting the journey with all its twists and turns. Lash. Redefining purpose. Have you ever stopped to contemplate the nature of your own purpose? What truly feeds your soul? Over the years, we often find ourselves swept away by invisible currents of social expectations. We must succeed, be happy, achieve. But who sets these standards? And more importantly, who defines your truth? The reality is that many of us live in a state of disconnection, battling a shadow that doesn't truly belong to us. We spend our lives searching for meaning in empty spaces, making choices that reflect more of what is expected from us, rather than what we truly desire. This relentless pursuit leaves us with a void that deepens our dissatisfaction, leading to a cycle that seems never-ending. In a world that values achievements, it's easy to forget that the true essence of being human is rooted not in what we do, but in who we are. What lies hidden beneath the layers of thought and expectation is a profound wisdom. a reminder that purpose is not found outside of us, but within. It's a call to return to our authenticity. I challenge you to reflect on this. What truly connects you to your being? This simple yet powerful question can unlock doors you didn't even know were closed. When we begin to explore our own internal truths, what once seemed confusing starts to take shape. And in doing so, we discover that we are part of a whole that is in constant evolution. Allow yourself this journey inward. In the silence of self-exploration, you may find not only a meaningful purpose, but also the freedom to be who you really are. As we walk together on this journey, know that each step taken towards truth is a step toward your genuine essence. And if we wander a bit along the way, that's perfectly okay. The search for purpose is not a frantic race. It is a dance. It is a journey home. Together, we will rediscover what it means to live fully. And as expectations fade away, we will find the answers we've been seeking within our deepest selves. Remember, true freedom begins when we stop believing that we need to fit into molds that were never made for us. The resilience of the now. In our relentless search for comfort and acceptance, we often forget that true power lies in the ability to be present. Have you ever felt as though you were fighting against a current, always trying to control what simply cannot be let go? This internal battle consumes us. We live in a constant state of disconnection, enslaved by our feelings tied to what has happened or what might come. The roots of our dissatisfaction hide in those echoes of the past and shadows of the future, creating a labyrinth where freedom seems unattainable. This is the reality for many of us. The mind becomes a battlefield, unable to accept the simplicity of the moment. Each breath reminds us that we are alive, yet the noise of our thoughts pulls us away from the now. Amidst this chaos, true resilience reveals itself not in fighting against the storms, but in the calm acceptance of everything that makes up our experience. Did you know that freedom can be found in the act of letting go? Allowing yourself to feel the complexity of life, free from the weight of the judgments imposed by your mind, is a crucial step. When you embrace the moment, with all its imperfections and challenges, you open up a space for transformation. What do you feel right now? The weight of expectations or the lightness of acceptance? By stopping and observing, you discover that each emotion is merely a passage, an invitation to explore the truth that resides within you. All the biases we carry regarding what should be can become an unbearable burden. Imagine, for a moment, no longer having to fit into the frames that life has laid out for you. When you allow yourself to let go, you find an expansion that connects you to your essential self. It is in that place of acceptance that resilience truly blossoms. So I challenge you, allow yourself to let go, and you will find the freedom you have always sought. This is the home of your essence, where the present pulses with the intensity of a fulfilled life. If you can free your mind, you will discover that true peace resides right here, in this moment. Living in the light of the present, who are we, if not shadows of past experiences and projections of future desires? Life unfolds along a timeline that often traps us. Yet here we are, seeking a path that takes us beyond the clutches of fear, in a relentless pursuit of what we call happiness. But what if I told you that life begins when we leave fear behind? It is in this moment of presence that everything changes. Life reveals itself in subtle nuances, in moments we often let slip by unnoticed. Can you remember the last time you looked into someone's eyes and truly felt a connection? Or the moment you allowed yourself to feel the grass beneath your feet, as if every drop of dew was a note in a symphony of new beginnings? These small acts of presence are the wings that help us soar beyond the prisons we've constructed for ourselves. Sometimes, the mind becomes an invisible chain. Consider the weight of what has been. Imagine the relief of shedding that burden. True freedom doesn't lie in the achievements we chase, but in the choice to simply be. You are the creator of your reality. This is a powerful truth. When you acknowledge that the present is a gift in itself, chaos calms, and serenity begins to emerge. And here, I invite you to practice presence. Take a deep breath. Yes, do it now. Feel the air entering and leaving your body and observe without judgment. Ask yourself with each breath, what does my soul truly desire? This is an invitation to touch the essence of who you are. There's no right or wrong in this journey. There's only a quest for authenticity. As you allow yourself this connection, you will realize that you are not alone. We are all here together, navigating a journey toward greater authenticity. By sharing our experiences and truths, each of us contributes to a collective space of healing and transformation. Silence can be a safe harbor. In it, we find not just the absence of noise, but the strength that breathes beneath the surface. Thus, as we anchor ourselves in this practice of presence, we remind ourselves that life and freedom truly begins in the now. The path may be winding, but as we look inward and allow the discovery of our essence, the light becomes visible. And even amid the storm, serenity is a choice we can always make. So, I ask you again, what does your soul truly desire? Recognize that answer. And as you do so, allow yourself to live in the light of the present.